Hi everyone, welcome to part 2. Hey Cheryl, what's going on? Are you busy or are you doing things? Are you crafting any? I know that feeling. Woo. I got a new tablet, so I gotta bear with me while I figure out accessing the email and getting you the link. Okay. I think I got it figured out. You are out. Hi, TJ. So you don't want to come up and hang out, or you just want to chill out down there? Okay. Okay.
Hello, dear.
Hi.
Hello, everyone. I finally got here. I swear today has been a Keystone Cop day. Went in to heat this stuff up. This was earlier. I was rinsing a can to put it in recycle. My hands got damp, so of course, reached to grab the towel to dry my hands that's always sitting on the island. And pick up, instead of a towel, a white bra. My sister left her bra on the island.
Okay.
Talk about random.
Wow. Yeah, that would have been something. You thinking you're reaching for one thing, and it's like,
Well, yeah. So I ended up hanging up the towel or the bra to dry. Because it had touched my damp hands, and so I washed my hands after I did that, and then dried them on the towel proper. But oh my god! And then I realized I needed more protein, so I nuked up a piece of chicken out of the fridge, and yeah, I had 2 cats on the floor sitting very politely waiting for me to hand them tidbits, and 2 kittens either on my lap, my chest, my table, or the sofa beside me trying to climb up my arm to get to the chicken. So yeah, it was kind of crazy. It's like, no, you get back. Nope, you can't get up there. No, you can't get on my keyboard either. No. And all this time I'm trying to get tidbits and get them handed to them.
I'm trying to figure out if it's you going in and out a little bit.
I don't know.
I sound okay to you?
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
Don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Hey, Tina, TJ. Yeah, I know that feeling, Tina.
Probably lose Tina pretty quick. She was wrestling the baby.
She's having one of those days. I had one of those on Monday. Nodded on and off all day. And then from the evening, my lungs weren't happy. So I got to bed at like 8 in the morning. Woke up just in time for Sis to go to work so that Munchkin didn't get crated again.
You found surprises?
Oh, they'll turn up. Either that or they're at auctions. Ooh, you're doing green this time.
Mm-hmm.
Working on the bottle. Yes. Tissue paper cork works great to keep the thread and the needle inside so little kittens can't have their way with them.
Yeah.
Because I do not want that thread or that 2-inch needle in their gullet.
Yeah, no, would not be a good thing.
No. So, real corks, they like to gnaw on. A tissue, they might try to tug on it, but it's down in there pretty good. They're not going to get it out. So.
Where
It
is
does for
everyone?
sure.
I'm in Fort Lauderdale. You know where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm in
Oh, you mean
Kansas.
peoples?
Yeah.
Oh, who knows? I'm off doing things. I don't concern myself with the crowd comes.
Yep.
Sometimes I get a nice little crowd. Sometimes just me. Like I was on earlier today. An hour and a half, just me. I think maybe one person came in.
Yeah. I actually got up at 1 today instead of 2.
You got up early.
Hours. Back up because I got the next medial branch block appointment is the 28th. Who do I have playing behind my butt? Hello, Miles. Yeah, he's figured out that there's all this space up here on the sofa to hang out now since the bed that was normally here for Callie has been removed. And
Nice.
He's quite keen to be up here and hang out. Aspen's coming back up and hanging out. She used to do that a lot, and there was a bit of a pause when the bed needed to be put up here for Callie.
Everything's adjusting okay.
Yeah, everybody's doing well. They knew it was coming for a while, and I prepared them as best I could. So. There was a couple of days of adjustment, but
yeah, I know.
Everybody seemed to settle back into the new norm pretty easy. Of course, they had little Miles to keep them distracted a bit too, so. Which is similar to what happened with when Jazzy entered our world. We lost Winnie Sue like 3 days after.
Well, you know that's what happened.
Well, she was reaching that point when Jazzy entered our world. She was, we already knew that it was just days, pretty much the same with Callie.
Yeah, it seems like, well, this time around, my last one that passed, he wasn't really technically my cat. So another one didn't come into the household. But in the past, when I've lost animals I've had long term, it wound up on the tails of a new one coming in. So it's, yeah.
Yeah, she was the last of our
Why did my camera just go? Oh, okay. That was weird. I didn't do anything.
You're still
maybe
here.
I accidentally touched that.
You're still here on my end.
I think I accidentally touched the camera thing with the wire just for half a second.
Yeah. Just enough where it flipped.
Whoa, wait a minute. The initials came up. Yeah, I'm setting up. I got another tablet, better one. And I'm still in the process of setting it all up.
Yeah.
Just got it today.
Yeah.
But I figured I'd try this out and see how. It looks like the video is nicer to me. It looks clearer to me.
Yeah, it looks good today.
And my sound's bad.
Just 3 more and then we'll be done with this last round here before I have to start flaring this out. What am I doing there?
Music sounds like it's stuck.
To what?
The music sounded like it was stuck there for a second.
Oh, kind of like when a record gets stuck. And there is the bottleneck.
Yay, now the fun begins.
Might be able to squeeze one more row in there. Oh no, when they start flaring out, it'll be time to finish that row and then add another, and start adding the netting. When you're looking at it straight on, it looks like it's there, but you lay it on its side and look at it from the side and probably squeeze one more bead in there. The stitch I'm using here is the single drop out to stitch. with the paws. You're back onto my foot. Yeah, he wrapped himself around my foot, curled up, went to sleep. Well, they were playing, and then they took an intermission to come and bug me for chicken. Then they went back to playing briefly, and apparently the food coma is now setting in. You know, he's still a baby, so you don't last long before he craps out. But he enjoyed his little chicken treat. That's the first time he's had chicken.
Oh yeah.
At least from me.
Yeah, human grade chicken. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just starting to kind of let him have little nibbles of this and that. Usually just a protein unless a veggie trips the trigger. I used to have a cat named Millicent years and years ago. We lost her in 2016. When she was a baby, eyes barely open, kind of deal. And she came to us in October, which I thought was kind of cool considering, all black cat October. But, it headed on into Thanksgiving, and she was just reaching the age where she was wanting to try a few human food nibbles. And before I could stop her, she proceeded to climb onto my dinner plate, plant her butt in my mashed potatoes, and start gnawing on my green beans on Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's hilarious. I would
smartly. I only ate my plate. Any plate of food that I had at that point with her was lukewarm, no more, just in case. Good thing I planned ahead, because she came up over my shoulder and kerfluffled herself onto my plate that was currently propped on my chest, and before I could stop her. So, and I do the same thing now, where I've got two kittens that are very food motivated at this point. Yep, all my plates are lukewarm. I always do that when I have a kitten in the house, because they will just jump right into your plate. So to ensure their safety, I eat lukewarm food, which, considering as hot as it is, not a bad thing. But I do that on the regular until they get a brain and know better. I've always done that when I've been raising little ones like that, which isn't too pleasant in the dead of winter, but I've done it. You want hot food when it's cold, but
the thermal printer and labels came earlier than expected. Willow, it showed up today instead of tomorrow. Huh.
Yeah,
that's
good. It was originally expected on the 22nd. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I find that it's pretty interesting that some things are arriving pretty darn fast lately. I don't know if it's less stuff going on in the summer, that things are just getting around the country better. I don't know, but
I think it's a supply thing. Supplies in some aspects are a little better, and they're getting them into the warehouses closer to where you live, and the closer it is, the faster it moves. Most of our stuff comes via FedEx out of Lenexa, Kansas. I'm in Emporia, and if it's in the Lenexa warehouse, I get it the next day. Other things, might take, a couple of extra days or something like that. stuff comes earlier than projected pretty regular if I'm ordering from Amazon. So, which I'm hoping there's a particular item en route. I hope it comes early because it's a gift for my sister whose birthday is on the 27th.
Oh, I hope it gets there in time.
She said it came via the Postal Service out of Etna, Ohio. So apparently anything from Etna, Ohio moves to Springfield, Illinois pretty quick. Yeah, Lenexa, Kansas here has like a UPS warehouse, and they have an Amazon warehouse. So if anything's coming out of there or processing through there from nearby, it usually gets here ahead of schedule. If it's the Postal Service, it usually goes through Kansas City, Missouri, or Kansas City, Kansas. I live in Kansas. If it goes through Kansas City, Kansas, it takes an extra day because it crosses the highway back over to Kansas City, Missouri, and has to be processed through there before it comes back to Kansas City, Kansas, and then is finally delivered.
Yeah, you gotta love that.
Yeah, back ass.
Like they gotta make sure it's not supposed to be across the way.
Oh, and she ordered it on Prime Day as well, which would have been, you know, a heavy order day, and they still got it there early, so that's impressive. Especially through the Postal Service. Because as of late, you know, the Postal Service hasn't exactly been everybody's best friend. Mostly they've been getting cussed at under people's breath. Because, you know, a package does finally get here after it's rerouted off to some other part of the country before it comes back and blah, 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 blah. Then when it finally gets here, it's, you know, beat all to hell. And they're like, oh, well, that ain't our fault. Really? Well, it should have been packed better. How much more packing can you do, you know? This stuff has been packed to the nines. It's like they dropped it off at the top of the truck or 2 or 3-story building.
I've heard more than once people
Ran
say
over
that
the truck a
if
couple
you
of
put
times.
fragile on your item, that it's guaranteed to get kicked. Like, what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, putting your own fragile stickers on them without getting the Postal Service fragile stickers and paying the extra fee, they've pretty much guaranteed it's going to get kicked. Yeah, real good business practice there, dudes. Pretty pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if your workers are so busy that they have to throw your packages around to begin with, hire more people. But regardless of your attitude, aka the Postal Service, That is bought goods that people have paid good money for during a very challenging time. And, kick the puppy. Kick the box, kick the puppy. Good karma. Real good karma. Personally, I think the only thing you need to be kicking is the idiot that's running the show right now. Means that it's swift kicking the you know what. Just say, as per my usual, I usually type it in a chat in triple in caps. That's where he needs to
get. Oh. Just like when I think of something and it goes out of my head so darn fast.
Oh yes, the fleeting thought. AK, it goes in and comes right back out like it's had a fleet treatment. AKA enema. Brain enema. Standard brand back in the day was called Fleet.
Be right back.
Okay. So is anybody in the chat working on anything? I mean, I know Tina is playing with her new label maker. Probably get it set up, and then we'll be sitting there pushing little buttons like, ooh, what happens if I push this? Skinny. Edge. The skinnies usually end up off on the perimeter. Yep, that one fits perfectly. Yep. Find a skinnier green. Doesn't need to be super skinny.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
I believe I won this from somewhere. Can't even remember when.
I know that feeling. It is hard to keep track.
Jewelry.
This row is definitely the last row before we flare.
Oh crap, I'll be right back. I gotta get my loop.
Okay, dear. Yeah, you can see them starting to flare out there. Definitely last round. And then I will start putting in the netting. You use Delicas for this. You don't have to look for a bead that fits the gap. But
Yeah, of course you go all the way to where you thought you had it, and it's right where you just were.
Did we find it? Forgot where you put it. Or was looking so hard you looked right over it.
No, it was in the little container next to me. When I walked into the other room, I'm like, oh crud, that little container is over here.
Yeah, I've done that. Oh, poor Tina's worn out. She's just went the rounds with RJ for a couple hours. He is a workout. Jumping and bouncing and it's exhausting to watch. I can only imagine what it feels like when you're actually doing it. But I remember those days way back when. Babysitting and having the munchkins that are wound up like a 10-day clock.
See, now I'm trying to, I mean, I know where this came from. Now I'm trying to remember. I'm looking at some of these pieces and I'm like, okay, no, I didn't order this stuff. Somehow, reason in my brain, I'm thinking I recognize a couple of these things, like she showed them. I don't know.
It's hard to
That's
say.
a stone.
When I go through it,
That's a
when I'm going through
stone.
and breaking down the Toda stuff, I
Very, 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 very pale green.
start going through and breaking down. I use cheese ball tubs. It's cheese ball tubs to put my junk jewelry in before I break it down. And yeah, by the time I get to the point of doing that, it's trying to remember who I got what from where.
Before I tear it apart.
And of course I go live and Sis decides she wants to start texting me. Right back.
Well, it always goes. You ever get a sneaky suspicion this might have been the wrong I don't know.
What was that?
That she might have sent me the wrong box.
It's possible. But if it's been long enough, it ain't gonna matter, so you just roll with it.
Just roll with it?
Yeah. Yeah, if it's been a little while, it's too far gone.
No, I just got this.
Oh.
to do, what to do. Maybe I just shouldn't tear anything apart yet. Get it out a little bit. Incredible.
Okay, I'm back. Finally got an opportunity to text this about the bra debacle. What I should have done was one of those voice texts. She's at work, standing in a hallway or classroom cleaning. That story would go off that I didn't want to mortify her, so. But the thought was very humorous.
Oh, the dreaded J. Crew necklace. I don't know what is with me and J. Crew and wanting to take them apart so bad.
I'm that way with a lot of the name brand stuff. There's not a whole lot in name brand that I've actually liked as is. But components, I often see components I can work with and rip that puppy apart.
These are some heavy glass beads on this little thing. Oh my god.
Chunkies.
No, they're small. They are heavy. Wow.
Usually when they're super heavy, they end up being crystal, but those didn't look like crystal.
Oh, maybe that's what. Because, I mean, these things are heavy as heck. I mean, I picked this up, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, usually when they're heavier than they look like they should feel, yeah, it usually ends up being crystal because of the lead weight that's added to lead crystal.
Well, it was heavy. 1846.
Sorry about the wobblies. I had to move my table.
Yeah, I mean, the majority of this is stuff I definitely wouldn't have like selected. So I know I didn't pay for a box. I'm pretty sure she had a contest going. I don't think you had to be there. And that's what I'm thinking it came from.
Could very well be. That happens.
Well, I'll just go through it and look at it. And made it and just say I'll set it aside for like a week and make sure, you know, he doesn't get back to me. Oh my god, I made a mistake.
Yeah, it never hurts to be safe than sorry, because you wouldn't want to have it all half taken apart and find out that it wasn't yours to take apart.
Another.
When in doubt, I always email them and just set it aside until I hear back.
1928.
Find out for sure if it is mine or not. And that is the start of open way out.
Oh, oh shoot, I'm already getting ideas. Well, this is heavy too. Well, that looks like all this slightly different. So I think that's real pearl.
All right.
That's
All right, what I'm doing, peyote stitch band is done. So between each of the peyote stitches, I'm dropping 3 stitches, which makes a peacock point to start the knitting.
That don't look like it has anything white inside of it. I'm gonna that's turquoise. I don't know how it looks like. Tree of life. No tree of life. No roots. Tree. One single earring. Everything earring has a pair. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna have to set it aside. God, what do you do with these magnetic things, man?
Some of them I actually wear. Some of them I break down and use the beads in non-jewelry craft.
I mean, because this is a bracelet, you know, it's just a strand.
Yeah.
You just wrap it and it sticks to itself.
Mm-hmm.
But a couple of different shapes of these types of beads, I just can never figure out
Yeah.
what to do with them.
Well,
mean,
you
I
can just
dig
use
them
them in
because,
regular. You can just use them in regular, like bracelets,
yeah,
or
but then if you have
necklaces.
anything, the metal, it's going to be sticking to each other.
Usually, if I do them like that, just do a bracelet with them, and put a proper clasp on them and everything. Um, it's just like a magnetic therapy bracelet. But I've also restrung them, and I'll get 2 or 3 doohickeys out of one to wrap around, and they magnetically close on, like a rolled up paper project of some kind, that you're rolling up to store, or
Oh, I see.
that kind of thing. I've even grabbed them in a pinch before I've even broke them down and used them to wrap around a bundle of cords to behave, till I could find my Velcro straps, cord straps, that kind of stuff.
It's still recovering.
At one time, I don't know if I still have it. I took a wood dowel and hung just a bunch of the magnetic beads in, about 2-inch tassels off of the end of it. And I could kind of swing it up under like the refrigerator, or wherever under the desk or under the table or whatever, to grab like loose metal screws or beads, or whatever I've been working with. So that there isn't strays on the floor. I had one that was it was like a board that went across this way, and I had drilled and then ran like 3 tassels through each hole, and then put it on like a broomstick, and I would just run it across the linoleum in my old shop to pick up any loose metal. And I would do that on the regular because it was the floor tiles, and in the cracks of the floor tiles there was key shaving for a very long time, because it used to be my dad's locksmith shop. So him cutting keys and stuff, there were shavings everywhere in that place, and it took forever to finally get rid of it all. And in the deep nooks and crannies of the construction of the building, there was probably still key shavings when it was demolished. I just tried to keep them off the floor, because I would oftentimes run around out there in my socks, take my shoes off, and I didn't want key shavings ending up in my feet. That wouldn't have been pleasant.
Oh, yeah, no.
After we moved over here and I didn't have a shop anymore, I broke that stuff down and gave the beads a wash and put them back in my stash, because I didn't need that tool anymore. the workbench that I had used to have like 4 key machines lined up on it, and it didn't have like a contact cemented surface on it. We put masonite, the finished white masonite. He had the old, just the raw wood look. I removed that trim edge off that held it in place, removed that, and I bought the white finish, because it was wipeable and etc. And
Okay,
shaved.
What stones would be like a milky kind of white?
I'm sorry?
Stones. Like a milky
Stone?
white.
Could be moonstone. It could be white calcite. It could be just the moonstone, not rainbow moonstone. It could be, the opalescent type of glass. A lot of different stones it could be. It depends on the matrix of it. Because in moonstone and calcite, there are numerous colors. You've got peach, and you've got yellow, and you've got gray, and you've got blue, and you've got green, and in both. And some have rainbow effects, some don't. In the colors, in every color. Some of them can be rainbowed, some of them not. So, yeah.
I'm about to flip my brain. Everything I'm seeing by this person, there is nothing less than 70.
That's cool.
But it's so simple. That's why I'm like, it looks like this person works in stones of some kind. But these don't feel that, it doesn't feel very heavy. And they're like half, I don't know, some sort of AB something or other. If they would half dip in this AB coating of some kind. I don't know if it's silver AB or silver and then AB, you know what I'm saying? Something.
Well, AB itself is Aurora Borealis, so it's a rainbow finish. But there's silver sheen, there's gold sheen,
Well,
There's
this
other
looks more,
finishes that they use.
well, it really doesn't look multicolor. It looks like silver.
Well, I'm getting a thing that says, oops, seems like your stream is having connection issues. Stand by, we are trying to restore the connection. So if I disappear,
Really?
you'll know why.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not
Just
seeing burn
FYI.
things.
Sometimes
so.
it just pops up and there's nothing, but sometimes it actually boots me. We'll see. Just wait and see if I stick or not. So here, sweat my keister off. And yes, I have my paper towel, Tina. She's always reminding me to grab my paper towel and not a Kleenex, because then I end up Kleenex dust all over my face, make it to my eyes. And when I'm sweating, I don't really care. I just want it off of me.
Can you
'cause
see
I
this?
hate to feel the sweat dripping. The AC's running, the fan is running.
Can you see this?
Oh, those are Chet's glass. Yeah, those are Czechoslovakian glass.
Okay, because I don't see anything by this person that said anything about glass.
I don't know. I just know Chet's glass when I see it because I use a crap ton of it.
Okay. No, that's why I asked.
Yeah, those are faceted opalescent glass or, milky glass, and then they put that sheen on part of it to add dimension.
I'm on the designer's actual
bling.
site.
Yeah, that's not stone, that's glass. Yeah, I love my Chet's glass beads. All the different finishes and shapes and colors and facets and the windows and the chandelier glass and just all these beautiful beads that they've come up with. I absolutely love my Chet's glass. I love Chet's glass and I love vintage crystals. Whether they're crystal beads or chandelier beads, or not chandelier beads, chandelier, old chandelier glass pieces, the dangly bits.
Holy moly.
No, you're not going to turn on me. You're going to lay down like you're supposed to. It's always interesting getting these little initial peacocks to lay down and behave themselves. They kind of get twisty and get a mind of their own. And I need them to lay down so that I can grab onto the end of the peacock on the next set. That I suspend off of them. And if they're twisting, they end up too loose. I need them snug and tight in there.
I mean, I'm looking at bracelets by this person for over $100, and they're just like this simple.
I don't know. If that is a prize package, it's a hell of a good one. Looks like it's got good.
Well, apparently all the stuff is handmade.
Well, that's awesome.
Well, the person this would have come from really doesn't bother to
vet stuff.
look. Don't bother to look.
Some of them are like that. They just don't do the research. But win-win for you. You could always sell some of the stuff and use it for resupply funds. To get you more goodies for what you make.
I'm looking at this thing going, what is so, it's so simple. I could see if it was done by hand. Yeah, no. The simplicity
yeah, it's like a
of
macrame
it is
kind of thing. Yeah.
Like wrap, glue, wrap.
Hello, Irene. Welcome.
Hey, Irene. What you doing, honey? Yeah, I better.
Okay, thread lengthwise.
good week at least.
I'm gonna weave in and out of these peacocks to strengthen them and weave my way out.
I mean, the person they don't even print labels. They had to handwrite my address on this thing.
Mm.
I mean, I could see if you got a ton of labels and oops, you know.
Does Irene want to come on and hang out and craft?
I don't know.
If she does. I've got her on Facebook. I could drop her the link.
Okay, well, if she wants to. What you doing, Irene?
Just let us know, Irene, if you want to come on. Yeah, many of the crafters I have on Facebook. All right.
This is like,
Yeah,
I'm
she
trying
says
to
not
get back.
tonight.
Okay.
That's all right. Never hurts to ask.
I just asked. No pressure.
Exactly.
This is an extremely pale, like a milky cream.
Make yourself bigger, honey, so I can see better, and then I can help you identify some things. It's hard to do in the tiny little picture.
Well, yeah, okay, I'll make myself bigger. Sure. I might not be able to get it back the other way. Let's see. Because, I mean, that could be a couple things.
Does it have like striations in it that look like it's stone, or?
Oh, it's cold and it's pretty heavy. Nothing, trying to see if there's anything in it. I mean, it could be glass, but no, I don't see really
Well,
much.
if it's
probably
glass, it's pressed glass. If it's glass, it's probably just pressed, you know, like minty green or blue glass.
Mhm.
If it has matrix that looks like it's a stone, it could
No,
be green
it's more-
calcite or maybe a pale amazonite.
No,
Or some
it's
people
probably
call
glass.
it amazonite. I was taught it was amazonite, but everybody wants to Amazon it. No,
Probably
that's fine,
glass.
Irene. Just wanted to offer, that's all. No pressure. We just don't want people left out if they want to join in, you know?
Yeah. You're welcome to on my channel. I'm pretty easy going.
Yep.
Like I said, my only thing is control the cursing. Other than that, whatever.
I try my moment, but I try.
Oh, you've done well. I've done well. Ma did well. She only let go once. And then caught herself. Oop!
Yeah, every once in a while we have our
Alright.
trying to be PC is hard work, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why I'm sweating so bad. I'm trying to contain myself.
That's funny. this little priority box stuffed. Just one small flat rate one.
Well, I hope it was meant to come to you. It's probably going to tear you up waiting to find out and not be able to play and you know, take
Oh, yeah,
part
no,
and
I already
create.
got ideas for a couple of things in there. I'm like, ooh,
Yeah, exactly.
Nope, can't touch it yet. I'll wait like a week or so. Just see if she contacts me and goes, oh, crap, I screwed up. Or if it was, you know, if I happen to go in there and she asks me, hey, did you get your get? I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, feel it out. When in doubt, I just usually contact, you know, I've got a little small priority box just stuffed full of awesome stuff. Is it meant to be mine, or was it sent to me inadvertently? You know, I can't wait. I have to find out, you know, because I want to dig into it. Like, oh, I could take the beads from this and take the beads from that, and you know, these ones that I've got in my stash, and oh man, those would make an awesome necklace or bracelet. You know, yeah, my mind starts taking off right away, and waiting, yeah, that don't go well.
People are probably tired of looking at me do these magnets, but kind of what I'm into right now. I mean, I do other stuff in between here and there. I've done some other necklaces and things, but
yeah.
That's why I kind of was hoping to get a few more people around, so there's other things going on.
No, if I had to wait too long, there would end up being a couple pieces that I would not be able to let go of, and I would end up throwing a couple of bucks in the box, and it'd be a couple things short. But I'd put some money in there to make a difference.
Yeah, he's one of the sellers that are like, oh, you see this? Okay, yeah, you see that. Isn't that lovely? $8. And after, you know, 3-4 minutes, well, you know what? I'll go down to $6. And then it goes, oh no, I'm gonna put this one aside. And then I'll see the same one, like she'll have, basically, I'm getting rid of it. $1?
And
I always think, you were just trying to sell that thing for $8 last week. I understand you're trying to make the most out of your money, out of your stuff.
Yeah, when they're flighty on the prices, sometimes it's worth just waiting, because, yeah. And
when I pop in there, I usually,
else is going to do too.
I mean, I'll give her the courtesy of hanging out for a while on her regular stuff. And then I would just wait. There's most of the stuff people are wanting to buy. Yeah. Well, most of the stuff people want to buy, I don't want anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, every once in a while, a piece goes, and I'm like, oh. But I wouldn't have paid $8 for that anyway.
Yeah, I think that happens with everybody. We all have those occasional ones that got away. But thing is another one just like it'll turn up somewhere else. No sense in, you know, crying over spilt milk.
Oh, I don't.
Missed auction opportunities, because
man, I was at an auction the other day, and it's like, person was showing things, or like, hey, when you think I reached this amount of money or whatever, throw a number up.
Progressive.
So, nobody was bidding. And then it was a while, and this person showing this jewelry. And, you know, there were some pieces in there I thought I could could do some stuff with, I had a few.
Mhm.
I'm like, all right, I'll throw my hat in there for 10. It's worth 10 to me. So I throw my hat in there for 10. And the particular person modding seemed to take forever and a day to do the countdown. I mean, it got all the way down the final warning, and I'm sitting there going, what day? Any day? You gonna do this? Time.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh. And then somebody came in right as she was gonna call it, and boom, put in $12 or whatever it was. I can't remember, 14, whatever it was. I'm like, okay.
Yep, I've had that happen.
And I don't know if it was. I mean, I have no beef with anybody. I could care whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
it doesn't make it any less frustrating, though.
It just felt. I don't know. It just felt way too long.
Yeah.
Compared to the norm.
I've had that happen. And the mod or somebody else was actually texting the person and waiting for him to get in there.
Could be.
And
I thought that.
I find that highly offensive. If they're not here, they're SOL.
Mm-hmm.
But delaying calling an item for favoritism, I find highly offensive. If it's been sitting there 10 minutes, they could have texted him 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, it was a while.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't care for that. I find it unethical.
And I'm not the person that's gonna get a host and be like, hey, blah blah blah. I don't have time for this nonsense. Whatever. I looked at it and said, okay, apparently I wasn't meant to get that. All right.
Yeah, I try to be that way, but yeah, on occasion, circumstances arise that just really rub me the wrong way. And I generally don't go back to that auction because I know that, they're doing that and I don't care for that. So to save myself the frustration of revisiting that, I just don't return and they lose a customer.
Yeah, but the host is actually very nice. I mean, really. I mean, it's like, I don't know.
But if the host is allowing a mod to do that kind of thing,
I think it's one of the circumstances where they kind of are letting their mod do the control the situation or whatever,
And yes, to a degree, a mod does control the situation, but there are limits. And there's ethical that goes along with. And if your mod's going to do that, it's not a good mod. And if you're going to allow that, then you're going to lose customers. Simple as that. So, and yeah, they'll lose me in a heartbeat because I just don't care for that at all. Especially when it's blatantly obvious. Because that person wasn't there and suddenly they show up and drop a bid at the last second. That last call is dragging out. It's so obvious that, if there was a snake that would have bit you. And I don't hold that. channel owner asks me to do such things, nope, sorry, I'm not the mod for you. Go find you another mod because I'm out of here. You're on your own. Because I have an ethical standard.
I'm not one to
and
create
it's
a
not going
thing
to budge for anybody.
because I don't want that to bite me in the butt and become a negative to me. Over what's not gonna. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
it's not like it was the last thing I had to complete my whole entire collection of 550 items. Yeah.
Well, you know what I'm
crazy
saying,
like that.
I have an ethical standard, and when I moderate, I'm not budging that ethical standard. I'm not putting bad karma out there to bite me later for somebody else's personal gain. Nope. And I have been asked to do things that to me are very unethical. And I just tell them, if that's the way you want to roll with it, then that's your thing, not mine. Not putting that kind of karma on me. So, I'm not the mod for you. Simple as that. And you sometimes are approached with that kind of thing when you moderate 4 channels. I'm not going to do that. So. If they can't respect that, then, too bad. I'm not the mod for you. And if they try to pull it in the middle of an auction, well, they're going to lose their mod in the middle of an auction. Because, I'm not going there. Because when I mod, I let people know. And unless it's, like a random thing where I've went into an auction, the person is struggling and they just need a hand that night to kind of help them push through, and I offer to come on and do that, then I don't really have time to go over those things with that person. But if something pops up, I'll just say, no, I don't do that. If you have a problem with that, then, I will move on. But just here trying to give you a hand tonight. But that ain't gonna happen. And just leave it at that. And then, either I finish out the auction helping them or I don't, depending on, how it plays out. I don't do favoritism. I don't do those things. As a mod, if I act on those things, to me, that is bad karma. And you can come back and bite me threefold. I totally believe that. I've seen it. And I just won't budge on that kind of things. And most of your buyers appreciate that I am who I am and the way I do what I do when I mod. And if a seller can't appreciate that, then I'm just simply not the mod for them. So I'm okay with that. Sorry, I had to take the bottle off the table I'm leaving out. And I gotta be able to see where I'm at here. and hug it up to my body because I'm having to push that needle through tight weave. Sweat towel here for a minute. Snip down here. Snip as close as you can. As you can see, I went out the same way, same direction I've been weaving, but back here, about halfway around the bottle, I went the other way and then swung back around and then went back. And that's how you secure it. I do not knot. I weave in, weave out. The only knot that you will find on this entire thing is the initial one with the first strand that I wrapped around at the very top, and I made it invisible as well, but there will not be any additional knots. Everything is woven in, woven out.
Yeah. Well, that's the proper way.
Mm-hmm.
Supposed to be continuous.
Yeah, I don't like knots because knots can come undone. The weave in, weave out is much stronger, more long lasting, and it strengthens it along the way because you're adding that additional thread strength into the weave. And I'm all about that. So I've never had anything that I've wove in, wove out on in the decades and decades that I have done this ever come apart. So take care, Tina.
All
Get you
right.
some rest, honey.
Have a good night.
Still using up the strands where I tried the multiple needle thing to start on this. Getting those used up before I take any more off the bobbin. Got this one and one more left, so I'm halfway there. 4 needles going. I've used 2 so far in that little bit of weave. Before I fully tied out, I went all the way back around through all the peacocks to tighten and strengthen those, adding that extra strand. And that got them laying down a little bit better. Some of them are still wanting to poke up, but they'll get laid down here shortly. So now I'm going to start weaving in the next thread. I always leave a tail so I can see where I stopped to know that I've made it all the way back around the bottle with the weave in. And I wait until I'm a good halfway around before I snip that tail. And get in there. Move up to C. All right, now I am 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beads up. I'm going to go back the other way. This helps lock the thread. So I go this way and then right back through the bead. And I go back. Through again. Pull it really tight. And those threads just disappear. I will do this at least twice as I weave around. And like I said, the tail lets me know where I started. And I will do this weave in all the way around the bottle. After I get about halfway, then I will start dropping it down and getting down towards the peacocks. But I start up high because next time I thread in, I'll be starting somewhere down in here. That gives me room to do that and not get too many threads to where my needle won't fit through the beads anymore. Every few beads, I give it a good firm pull. Make sure they're tightening up. I can't remember, Irene. Have you ever done bead weaving like this? I know you make jewelry.
Not sure if she's still here.
I don't know.
This thing I've noticed is not accurate on. There could be people here and it doesn't tell me they're here.
Pretty much any of
You
those
think
are
people are
glitchy.
here and this thing is like, I don't know.
Yeah, moody. Moody and glitchy. Switch which leg I got hanging down. I have to be careful because I have a little black kitten down here sprawled out, knocked out, sound asleep down here by my feet.
Mm.
The floors are cooler over here because it's closer to the vent. So he's moved over here from being over in front of Sis's chair. He started doing this, I don't know, a day or two ago. When it started getting really hot here. Today is the coolest day of the week. On the 10-day forecast, we are triple digits, clear through. Cooler being 95 instead of, 100. Okay, that tail is there, so I'm about the halfway point. So I'm gonna do another loop-de-loop, go back the other way.
Yeah, there's on. Whatever.
Now, either people are here or they're not. I'm still going to talk about how I do stuff. That way it'll be there if they rewatch. Come back and watch it later. They can learn a little bit about bead weaving.
Oh, I've seen that some people have been watching
Yeah.
after.
Well, people keep asking me to do like tutorial videos or something. I'm like, no. Just have to find out where I've been hanging out and go check it out. I will leave little tidbits of information along the way. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I was. It took me a while to get on here to do anything. I was trying to think of what to do, what to go in. Like, I kind of wanted to be organic. I wanted, like I said, I wanted it to be people doing different things. And, I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of different types of artists, not just one. You don't want it to be, just that one specific thing.
Right, and then tutorials, it's like, tutorials are really better not as a live.
Yeah, but you know, if I do explain, it may answer somebody's question about something that they've been struggling with, or you know, I just put
No, I
it out
mean
there.
literal
People either take it or
tutorials.
leave it. Oh, yeah. No, if I was going to do that, I'd just do pre-record, and if anybody had questions, they could ask, or they could ask me when I'm doing similar stuff in a live. But I don't have the energy to do content.
Oh yeah, that's also why
You know,
I kind of like what I'm doing. It's just feel like going
you
on.
can do it when you feel up
Go
to
on.
it. You
I'm
do
not
it when
having
you
a
feel
good
up
day.
to it.
But, I mean, Saturdays and Sundays, I'm gonna try to keep as a steady thing, or may just come back to either Sunday or Saturday, just kind of feeling out what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Or something's scheduled, at least one show is scheduled.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't really be able to do that because I never know how I'm going to feel from one day to the next, 1 hour to the next.
Oh, I don't either, but people cancel shows on.
Yeah, I know. Well, the thing is, pretty much anything I do, there's already all kinds of toots out there for it, so.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing too. As many left-handed people doing it's a vast majority, obviously, because of the population. It's the vast majority are right-handed.
Yeah, true. But, I mean, with beadwork,
So that's about the.
it don't really matter. Yeah, with beadwork, it doesn't really matter which way you're going, so.
Well, anything that you're doing, you do it differently if you're dominant-handed.
Yeah. Just about down to the peacocks. So I'll do this last little bit down here. There's my tail thread. And there's the thread I'm working with. I'm gonna start heading down for a peacock, and that will go past tail thread, which tells me I have made it all the way around the bottle and a few extra stitches, just to be sure. Go ahead and snip that and get it out of the way. And any little tails like that, I always cut up into short bits before I throw it away, so that no animals can get caught on it. Inch or less, always. Anything I thread. If it's synthetic, it goes in the garbage. If it's cotton, it goes into a to go out for the birds in the spring to make them necessary. I need to get my hands break or cramping. Got back on that because I won't be needing that again for a while. Thankfully, only a couple more hours of this heat, and then it'll start going. Temps will start dropping slowly. Usually by about midnight, it actually feels cool in the house again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you get the green one done already? Cool. Oh, that's a wild button there, that big one.
Mm-hmm. It's actually an earring.
Very 80s. Oh, an earring. Very 80s.
Autofocus, I'm still not used to this. There we go.
Yeah, that's definitely an 80s motif. Cool. See a little butterfly. Some flowers. Pretty. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay. Almost down there. Here is the base speed. And the thread really likes itself too much today. Drop itself down into that peacock right there.
That's what I did yesterday.
Alright. Come back down to the peacocks. Okay. It always seems like a lifetime when you're weaving in, weaving out.
Little raccoon.
Oh, cute. Yeah, I love the little raccoon hat on there. That's adorable.
And I did this one yesterday.
Alright, so. Three beads again. And I'm just going into the ends of each of the already there peacocks. Make the first diamond net.
That one.
Getting this baby to lay down.
This one yesterday. You see my little friend.
Oh, flower.
Mm-hmm. Cute. Stinky.
Yeah, he reminds me of Flower the skunk from Bambi. My oldest niece, when she was a toddler, was so obsessed with Bambi. Every time she came to Grandma and Grandpa's house, to get babysit, she had to watch Bambi. We'd watch Bambi like 4 times a day.
Wow. Well, that's what happens when they're that little.
Yeah. Of course, this was back in the days of VHS tapes.
And even though some of the parts have little lines in it, they still want to watch it.
Yep. Yeah, she burned through several copies of Bambi. I don't know how many times me and Mom would have to add that to the grocery list. Pick up another copy of Bambi. And then after a day's episode of, it burned up and she couldn't watch it anymore that day, we kept Air and a spare around. So that if it burned up, we had another copy on hand, because the screening that went along with the Bambi died, or the Bambi video died, we did not care to revisit. And then this was a summer that I babysat her all summer. Every day, Monday through Saturday. And from like 7 in the morning until about that at night. By the time Mom, she was a hairdresser and got her station cleaned up and everything and got over to pick her up. And when summer was over and it was time for me to go back to school, we gave her the copy of Bambi that we had left, so she could watch Bambi at home and drive Mom and Dad nuts for a while.
I'm sure they appreciated that. Not.
Like, love you too, you're welcome. But yeah, she was at that age where she was over that summer. Potty trained, bottle broke, the whole bit. I can't remember if it was that fall or the next fall. I think it was that fall. Wasn't long after babysitting, she pulled a barstool down on her forehead and split her head open. Oop. Ended up in the ER. So everybody piled into their car and headed to the ER to be with her. And I'm the one that ended up going back, holding her while she got stitched up. Nobody else could do it. And where I had already had that happen to me when I was a little girl and knew what it was like to not have anybody there that you recognized, because back in the day they didn't allow anybody back there. They were going to allow Dad back there because, he was an EMT, but he chickened out. So I was stuck in there with nobody I knew holding me down while they were trying to stitch me up. I didn't want her to go through that. So I went back and got up on the gurney and put her in my lap and held her while they stitched her. Kept her calm, and that way she had somebody that she knew there with her, Because I know I was pretty traumatized by it. And I was trying to minimize it for her.
Right.
She still remembered it, though. She still remembers it in her adulthood.
Well, I mean, that was a big boo-boo. Went like a skinned knee.
Yeah, but sometimes when they're at that age, toddler age, they don't remember all those things. She remembered. And because I mean, she was like a year and a half younger than I was when it happened to me. It happened to me when I was like 4. You know, she was like two and a half. You know,
exes had one of those practically indelible memories. So he could remember 1.5. I mean, like crystal clear. I mean, it was like incredible.
Yeah, I remember as well. I'm one of those. And she obviously inherited that trait from that side of the family, because I got it too. So mom's blood runs strong. Because Van's my half brother, and you know, so Ashley is my half niece, or whatever you want to call it. Half niece, quarter niece, I don't know. She's a niece, all I know. But so it would have had to have been mom's line to carry down from me to her through Van. So. But yeah, I remember when I was a year old and in the emergency, or not the emergency room, but in the hospital with pneumonia. I was just barely a year old when I got the first round of pneumonia. Got it again when I was around 2. I had pneumonia twice as an infant toddler. So. Which, if they would have known now, you know, what they know now back then, they would have known that it was tied to other medical stuff that I've had my whole life. So.
Yeah, it's amazing how much stuff. I mean, just in our lifetimes, that they've learned.
How much technology has grown in regards to medical, but also how much the system is broken. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Your general practitioner is basically a pill pusher and a medium, you know, middleman between you and a specialist. You know, it used to be you go into the ER and your doctor would be called and they'd show up at the hospital. They don't do that now. Now you have a hospitalist that takes care of you, and then your doctor will see you the next day on rounds, kind of thing. Yeah. And not all doctors do rounds anymore. Sometimes it's the hospitalist that takes care of you the whole time.
Yeah.
Kind of nuts.
Or other term for that, the physician's assistant.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, the physician's assistant sometimes know more about you as an individual than the doctors even care to know.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to make a follow-up appointment after. You go in and the doctor's like, and you're here today for, you know, follow-up from an ER visit. Oh, okay, well, what happened? I'm like, did you not read the report that you would have got?
No.
You know? It's like, really?
They don't. They don't. Hilarious.
You know, I still feel like crap, you know? It's kind of your job to know this stuff. You know, expecting my memory to do it. Have fun with that.
Well, you know how you feel.
Yeah, and they just got the answer to that when I say I feel like crap, so. But they'll ask you again anyways, because they weren't listening.
Oh, heck no.
Yeah, I find the system quite annoying. Very broken.
Right. Anytime I have to change for any reason for insurance purposes, the primary, it's like,
oh yeah.
It takes me 3 or 4 visits just to break in the new one, that I know what the hell I'm talking about. I know why I'm taking everything I'm on. Just prescribe it. Let's go. And I don't do narcotics. So it's not like I'm sitting there with, 3 different narcotic medications, muscle relaxers, and this, that, and the left and the right. I don't take narcotics. I take a lot of nerve medication. But
same here. I have 2 different kinds that I take. Because full dose
I
of
even
one.
take, it all reacts in the body differently. Different parts of the brain. And but it's like,
yeah, they tried to put me on full dose on one. That didn't work. So I do a 2/3 dose on one, 2/3, and a full dose on another. And it's the perfect recipe for me.
right.
Thankfully, it didn't take 10 different kinds before we found that out.
I love it.
But
Well,
to get the
why
other one,
are
I
you
go see a
taking this?
neurologist.
Well, I was taking this because my muscles in my legs would cramp up multiple times during the night. This stopped it. Well, this is a Parkinson's medication. Yes, I'm well aware. The lowest dose you can have of it. I've tried. Did you try this? Yes. Did you try that? Yeah. Well, why don't we try? Why don't you go off of it for, try to go for a week without it and see what happens. Usually by day 2, 3, oh no, back in, because then it takes time back to build back up again because my legs are cramping like crazy. And it's like, really? So I go back the next month. Nope. Does precisely what I said it did. I did what you said, but I only lasted to day 3.
Yeah, I don't go
Before the
back
legs.
next month. I call them and say, this isn't working.
Not next one.
Yeah, I get called on the regular. I have an inhaler that I have a prescription for at 2 different pharmacies. Because the insurance only pays for one, and I need more than one in a month, and I have to pay for them out of pocket. And so as not to confuse the one pharmacy with 2 identical prescriptions, I have them at 2. That and the other pharmacy where I get it is the cheapest price in town to get it when you have to pay cash for it. And they're constantly questioning me on that one. Every time it comes up for renewal, we have to go through the same gamut all over again. And, it's like, you could check history and see that this has been established for some time and just bill it and not cause all these delays with all these inane questions that I have ran over several times with you, like every time it has to be renewed. Can you please denote it in the file and check the file before you bug me? Not asking a lot. And usually after I come at them like that, they shut up and leave me alone and stop bugging me about it. It's like they're trying to get a different story out of me or something. I don't know. But yeah, it doesn't work because I know what I'm on and why I'm on it.
Yeah.
And then the nerve pain drugs, the 2 drugs that I take are in the same family.
Yep.
So I'm doing a double up basically, but it's on purpose because a full dose of the one reacts funky with me. So we did this, and we have to go over that on the regular too. And I finally got them shut down on that as well. So they know kind of not to play those games with me now because
my biggest thing with new doctors is, why are you on such a high prescription for your thyroid? I said, well, I had thyroid cancer. I don't have a thyroid anymore. I'm supposed to be suppressed to 0.05% or whatever, continuously, at least for the next 7 more years, if you count right now. So they're like, oh, well, that's very low. I said, listen, I've been with the same thyroid doctor I'd been with since my cancer was my thyroid was taken out. And I know my system. This is what works. This is what keeps me suppressed, and this is her treatment. Well, it's not really necessary. I said, and then I get well, them specialists always want to have, think they know everything or whatever along those lines, and it's like that's why they're a specialist, and she specializes in indoctrination.
Yeah, I've had that before. And what was
Hello.
funny is the doctor that was questioning it was the doctor that recommended them with the highest praise. And then, a year later, like, why are you on this? No, I don't really think you need to be on that. I'm like, well, the specialist that you referred me to with the highest praise is the one that put me there, and they want me there for this long, and it's been this long. So we're not there yet, And the specialist that you recommended me to with the highest praise is the one that wants this done. So with that highest praise, I would highly recommend leaving at that, what alone. And I will use those words with them. And they generally shut up after that. They're like, oops.
Well, I get them to the point where they're like, okay. They went through their whole thing. I let them go through feel like they know something.
Yeah, their spiel.
I go through the couple of visits or whatever, and I go, and they get to the point where, okay, we're right where we were. So from here on out, you're just gonna see me. We're just gonna do the routine blood work. I'll be writing your prescriptions for you. Let me know if anything changes with the specialist. Like, thank you. You're what I need you to be, the person who signs the paperwork. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for finally shutting up and becoming my mule. Because, yeah. My little pack horse. Yeah, trying to break them in it can be kind of maddening, but yet kind of hilarious.
Well, plus I'm very unusual in the sense of the types of things I'm on some of them are like older medications, not more modern medication.
Yeah.
Because the more modern stuff didn't work on my system. Yep. The older stuff worked on my system.
Same.
And some of my levels of things I'm on, confuse them, and it's like, listen.
Yep, I'm hypersensitive to a lot of medications, so I end up on a half dose or a fourth of a dose or a toddler dose. Because, a full
I'm the other way.
Is way too strong.
More. What the average person takes doesn't work in my system. So.
Nope, I'm hypersensitive.
Hence why I don't do pain medication.
Yeah.
Because I'm not looking to become an addict.
Yeah. Yeah, even with that, I have to do microdosing, so. Aspen, get out of there. Aspen. Out. Good girl. Thank you.
You love it when they listen, don't you? I do too.
She's a good girl. She listens as soon as she wakes up from her bliss of getting into whatever.
Okay, I think I'm going to call this one.
There you go. Good girl.
What do you think?
Yeah. Mama's good baby. Yeah, she was just in the baby's crate drinking all of his water, and there's, 3 other dishes in the kitchen.
Not convenient enough.
No, actually, it's out of their way to come here. They'll come out of the kitchen to come in here and get in the crate.
Whatever. Again,
It's
the
just
opposite
different.
thing too. Different, new.
Yeah, exactly.
They gotta claim it. That's the other excuse.
Yeah, Jazzy and Esme both like to try to go in and use his little tiny litter box. With Jazzy, it works, but with Esme, she's a huge cat, and it's a tiny little litter box, But yeah. And then Jazzy,
He's like, I'll put my leg out here, twist my body that way, whatever it is, I'm going to use that box.
Yeah, it's a kitten-sized box. And Jazzy does okay, except she's a pretty vigorous digger.
Right.
And it's a low wall so that the kitten can get in, you know. So she ends up scattering litter all over in the crate. And I have to go in and clean it out. But she's pretty much figured out that it's off limits. Every once in a great while here, she's still trying it, but it's not going to be in there too much longer. You know, he's getting close to the age where he's not going to need the crate much anymore.
Yeah.
But we're running him a little longer because he was behind physically and mentally. He's catching up quickly though. So we usually eliminate the crate at about 10 to 12 weeks. He's coming up on the 10-week mark. Might be a little closer to the 12-week before it's pulled to give him, you know, the rest of the catch-up time he needs. But, you know, I still think it's going to be within the same range, just more on the longer side. But that's okay. Just means schedule-wise that I have to sleep at certain times. You know, like if I'm up all night, I have to wait till at least set time to go to bed so that he's not in the crate too long before Sis wakes up and can open it and let him out. Because we don't like to leave him crated any longer than necessary.
Right.
But he's to the point, 3 a.m. hits in the morning, and if I'm not going to bed, he just goes in there and crawls into his bed and goes to sleep. And I just close the door when I head to bed myself. You know, he likes his 3 o'clock sleep time. And if mom ain't catching up to it and putting him to bed, he's going to put himself to bed. And he just does. He just goes and crawls in the crate and curls up in his little bed and goes to sleep.
And say thank you for coming up. Thanks for hanging out. Thank those who came in. Thank those who watched later. And be sure to hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Leave a comment if you're watching this later. Other than that, have a great day.
Bye, everyone.